off. I don't know what is happening.
Okay, Mutho, let's go. Okay, so now those two.
Can give a cheer. You can give a cheer.
Are you in Kenya?
Okay.
Yes, hi. Thank you. I can speak if given the opportunity.
Please do. Yeah.
First of all, this is just to thank you guys for this platform, and to Dr. Miguna and to our seniors also. I've heard Willie speaking. We were in a similar platform in the morning, but that one was actually hosted by the Gen Zs and the millennial. And I really want to tell Kenyans, as in Seawater, this thing is purely organic, because the things Miguna is echoing are the same things that Willis echoed in the morning. I've watched, and so sorry, I had to watch the interview by President Ruto. Na guys, nachemka bana, nachemka. The things this man is saying on TV as a president should not sit in office. He's justifying the abductions. He's justifying how Keter was aimlessly manhandled in broad daylight. So all I want to say to Kenyans is, last time when they saw this kind of unity, there was a live Twitter space, and all of a sudden we just saw some infiltration, and then people started tweeting different things. And the following Mandamano, true, there was the fear of the military, but also people didn't show up because there was a divide and rule tactic. But for Tuesday, guys, if you are in this space, thank you. At least your level of anger is not like us who watched that interview from the beginning to the end, because I can tell you we are boiling. Your Tuesday, by the way, Nimbali. Na your Tuesday kifika, let us all get out. Let us all protect our democratic right. I heard Ruto saying that he's operating under the rule of law when he was asked by Linus and the team, what if people want him to step down? And I can tell you, and as Miguna said, and as Willie said, and I'm speaking as an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, the power belongs to the people of Kenya and Article 1 of the Constitution. There's no time we will get any other chance like this. He said he's willing to come to Twitter space and talk. We don't want the stocks of his. He should act, and his time to act has gone. Let's just rally up each other Tuesday, sisi kwa sisi, because if we don't show up, if they can abduct Keter like that, us minors, what are they going to do to us? It's really a saddening situation, and I'd really appreciate if all Kenyans wake up to this, regardless of our tribe. And it's good we are tribeless, and yeah, we are tribeless, and we speak the same language. So I'm really grateful. Kenyans, Tuesday ni sisi na hao, tusisahau.
Sawa Chieng, before you, Tom Boya, Daktari, kacha tu Tom Boya Junior,
well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, and I greet you, fellow Kenyans. Thank you for the opportunity. I have two quick questions for the General. It's so unfortunate that his time has gone, but the question is, first, I wanted to ask about his comment on foreign interference, and indeed he confirmed that it is there. Now, we all agree on a total overhaul of the system through a popular revolution. Once we succeed in this, my question is that what do we do so that we evade the foreign interference, knowing that even if we succeed, they can go direct to the president. And the ultimate goal, if the president is of high integrity, courageous, and of high discipline, they will kill the president, as they did to Sankara and many other people. How do we evade? And another thing, the constitution that we are using, knowing that it is the right constitution and it has good system, only that the people that have been in power are not following the constitution. Because I believe the constitution is colonial. Do we consider coming up with a new constitution? Or if we are going to use the same constitution, how do we maneuver so that we operate through an African system of governance without colonial interference? Question to Daktari. Thank you.
Very good question. As we hand over the mic to Daktari, and I said he's gonna come. Yeah, go on.
Thank you very much, and I thank everybody. I thank all the contributors. It's a Sunday, so people have taken their time All the comments, all the questions are all on point. I want to say Willis hit it right on point on everything. Just to tell you, Willis is the one that we did the drafting of the oath with, and who brought me the stand when Raila had already chickened out and could not even be seen. So these are people that have been in the struggle for a long time. The only thing is that they disappeared with me, and I think for a period of time they may have compromised Willis, but that's for another day. So I thank Willis for his insight, which are all on point. Aching was also quite on point, and everybody else. Let me start by saying, do not buy fear. That's what they want. The first thing that you do, forget about fear. Do not think about the abductions or whatever, and tell them you're not scared of them. That disarms them completely. Ruto now is exposed and is terrified. That is why he had his tweet. That's why he had a hastily convened media briefing at State House. This is somebody I know. He's been scared of me since University of Nairobi. So I know, as a person, he's scared of me naturally. And he knows I don't scare. I'm not scared of him. Ruto is empty. He has no ideology. He has no philosophy of life. He has no morals. He's a psychopath. He must be removed. We have to keep saying that. We donated power to him, and we have withdrawn it. And he has to vacate the space. That space belongs to us. State House is a public space. It does not belong to William Ruto. Number two, we have to be cognizant of the fact that the army will not shoot 10 million people on the streets. So we have to turn out in large numbers and ensure that the army understands that they work for the people. They don't work for William Ruto. And they do understand that. The police already understands that, even though they have been brutal. And we must keep a record of each and every abductant, each and every murderer that we have been able to take pictures of. Almost everybody has a phone. Almost everybody has a camera on those phones. Use them. Use them effectively. Let's expose them. Let's keep a catalog, and let's punish them after we have removed William Ruto. Number three, Kenyans in the diaspora, be vibrant. Be people who contribute towards the struggle. Your contributions are going to be three. One, send whatever material support that is needed on the streets. Number two, bombard the embassy of the West. Please, 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 off your mind. Off your mind. Bombard the embassies of the West. Bombard Washington, bombard Ottawa, bombard Berlin, bombard London, all of them. Bombard the prime ministers and the presidents of the West. Tell them they cannot stand with William Ruto. Write emails, call their offices, or tweet, or post on their walls. Just harass them every single day until they get the message. This is how we managed to get boycott against apartheid regime in South Africa and crippled it and brought it to its knees. This is how we managed to cripple Moi and Mobutu and the rest of them. Dictators have been there, and they have always supported dictators, and we have always brought dictators down. Ruto is not going to be different. So let us do that. Number three, and this is very important. I had somebody grudge about the diaspora involvement. Can we mute everybody? So that
yes,
at least
let me do that, because you're spitting important points. That's why whoever was trying to tamper is now really sweating and increasing the intensity of tampering with the space here, because so far everyone
who is this
is
guy
muted.
called God, the God who has not been, and even Abdi and the rest. I mean, let's mute ourselves when other
they are muted.
They're muted now.
You are
Please
muted.
continue.
If you open up your mic, I'm gonna remove you from the space, guys. Mute your mic. Go on, Dr.
So I was saying, people are grudging about the diaspora without understanding that the diaspora sends more money than the Ministry of Tourism generates. And in many countries like Italy and other countries, there is a Ministry of the Diaspora because of the remittance. Diasporans are Kenyans. And Somalia is run by diaspora. Easily, the entire Easily is diaspora money. So diaspora is important. But diaspora have to do more than that. In Liberia between in Algeria between 1954 to 1962, they have the war of liberation against the French colonialism. And the most critical point and important point I want to draw here is that during the war, which was led by the Algerian Liberation Front, ALFA, the media that was recording and cataloging the struggle and boosting the morale of the liberation fighters against colonialism was actually not Algerian. The media and the cameras and the individuals that were doing this were from Yugoslavia, sent by a man called Tito, who was the president then. He was supporting the Algerian Liberation Front and the movement for liberation against the French colonialism. All the radios during the struggle against colonialism in South Africa, in Mozambique, in Angola, in Zimbabwe, all those radios were operating from Tanzania. They were not operating from these countries. The liberation movement in Namibia, the radio stations were in Tanzania. Tanzania was the one supporting the frontline states. In other words, there is no liberation movement, there is no revolution that has been won by people who are fighting internally only. If you try to do that, they simply come at night, they pick you up, and there will be no X space. So the X spaces may have to be even moderated from abroad so that they don't arrest the people doing them. This is very important, and we must all get this. This is a struggle for everyone. We cannot segment ourselves. We cannot be parochial and hope that we will win. So William Ruto and his imperial handlers will try to shut you down. They will make the internet slow, or they will simply switch it off. But if the X spaces and everything else is being beamed from outside, they cannot tamper with them. That is something we have to put in our heads, and we should not forget. So the diaspora play your role fully. Let Ruto fill your weight. The third point, foreign interference. There will always be foreign interference or attempts to interfere. But as I said, if we are using the software of integrity, and if we are using the true, genuine, revolutionary methods of transforming a society, they will not be able to interfere. They will have to play ball with us. How come they have not interfered in China? How come they can't interfere with Putin in Russia? How come, countries have been liberated? Look, they have blockaded Eritrea for the last 30 years, and they have not been able to overthrow that government. And Eritrea is cleaner than Ethiopia that they have interfered with. So yes, you can block the West, and you can survive. the West does not own the world. They will have to do deals with us on our terms. Some of their debts we will not pay, and they will have to write them off. Those are the demands we will make. And if they don't like it, we close their bases, they go back, and there is nothing they can do. All right. The next